to the Think Marketing Show, the #1 podcast for growing and scaling your business with online video. I'm Heather Torres.
And I'm Sean Cannell, and we're from Think Media. And if this is your first time listening, welcome.
This show is dedicated to helping you learn how to get your content noticed and the latest money-making strategies working right now online. So whether you want to grow your YouTube channel or maximize online video across social media, this is for you. Well, on today's episode, we are bringing you another keynote from our annual video conference, Grow with Video Live. It's a conference we host here in Las Vegas every single year, and this year is going to be epic. But we want to share with you a front row seat, VIP, all access recording to the session that I did at Grow with Video Live. And I'm excited to share with you how you can overcome the 7 enemies that are keeping you from crushing it with video right now. You know, we really fight a lot of things when it comes to having confidence on camera, being able to press that record button and create content over the year. And so I want to dive into these 7 enemies right now. This session for me is something that I really wanted to bring to you because I, like most creators, fight these enemies daily. And so for this session today, we are going to press record. We're going to go through the overcoming the 7 enemies keeping you from crushing it with video. And here's the thing, pressing record changed my life. Like Sean said, 4 years ago, I had never uploaded a video. I mean, that's crazy to think I'm standing on this stage, but 4 years ago, I was afraid to put my smartphone in front of my face and just say hi to the world. And so as we go through these today, we're gonna crush and tackle external enemies as well as internal enemies. Because I know as a creator, just like you, I've struggled with both of these, the external and the internal. So let's go ahead and just jump right in. I like to just jump into sessions. So we're gonna first tackle the external enemies. Now you saw this on Sean's slides as well. 83% of marketers would increase their reliance on video as a strategy if there were no obstacles like time, resources, and budget. Now, as you saw, I have a pretty full life, right? I mean, I think we all do. Raise your hand if you feel like you have a pretty full life. Yes, okay, so I am not alone in this situation. Now, a few years ago, as I was starting my entrepreneurial journey, I was a mess. I mean, I'll just admit it. I was a complete mess. I was trying to juggle my family and starting a business and having failures and all of the things. And a book was placed in my hand called Essentialism. Has anyone read the book Essentialism before? All right, well, it is an amazing book that I highly recommend that you read. And one of the things that they tackle in that book that was completely revolutionary in my life was the idea of the lack of time. And the author of this book says, if you don't prioritize your life, someone else will. You hear that? If you do not step up and prioritize your time, your 24 hours, guess what? Someone else's agenda is going to ride into there. And like Lauren said, you know, I'm a wife, I'm a mom of 3, I'm running this business, but there are some key staples of learning through productivity that I want to share with you today. So here are my 5, I forget how many I put on here, but let's go through them. Here's my productivity tips that I use every single day in my life. And I want to pass these on to you because these have been what has gotten me here today. So number 1 is I am a preacher of calendar time blocking. Do I have any time blockers in the audience today? Let me tell you, it is life-changing, is it not? It's amazing. So here's how I do this. Now, if you are new to calendars, I'm going to show you an example of what my typical week would look like. But for what this looks like right now is I want you to focus on what is called an IPA. Can you say that with me? IPA. Okay, what is that? An income producing activities. Income producing activities. Now, we can fill our days with a lot of things, right? Like raise your hand if you're like, I could fill my day, Heather, without a calendar. Easy. No one? Okay, well, you're all awesome. Okay, so income producing activities. These are the things that are actually gonna move your business forward. These are the things that are actually going to move your relationships forward. These are the income producing activities that are going to get you to the next step in your life. And so what does this look like for me? Well, here is what a typical week in Heather Torres's life would look like. So what this is, I hear someone, oh my gosh, I'm a busy woman, you know? Here's what this looks like. Now, I am a color coder. Any other color coders? Yes. Just love all the colors they have on Google Calendar. It's amazing. So this is a digital calendar that I use. And I love digital because, let's be honest, life changes pretty fast, right? So I worked on the regular type of calendar for a long time, trying to color code with my pens and, playing my journaling music and all that stuff. But it just stopped working because life changes. I have 3 kids, I'm running a business, all the things. So I need to be able to change these things at a moment's notice. So if you're looking on the screen here, I want you to see that what I do first in the day is actually work on my side hustle. Anyone in here with a side hustle? Yes. The first thing I do is work on my side hustle. Now, for me, my side hustle right now actually is my YouTube channel, The Homeschool House. So on top of the other things we're doing, that is a passion project of mine. And I want to set aside time where I can move that forward. Then I have my family time. But then when I clock into work, the first thing that I do is not check email. The first thing I do is not go to a meeting. The first thing that I use this creative brain for is the IPAs. That's the first thing that I do. And so I use that time as sacred time to write that email that I know I need to get out to my customers. Or I use that time to make the video content that needs to be made. That is sacred time that's going to move our business forward. So then after that, you'll see that we have admin. That's where you fill in emails. That is other people's agenda. And so that comes later. And then past that, I have additional work time, family time, and shows you there. But that is what calendar blocking in a nutshell looks like. Who can commit to calendar blocking this next week? Anyone want to commit to that? Awesome. Love that. Okay, well, you know what happens when you are working on your IPAs? You start creating some income because you're working on income producing activities. And so what can happen there is now you have the funds to be able to outsource tasks that you do not need to be doing. That is a huge blocker when I'm with clients, is they are wanting to do it all. Anyone feel like that? They feel like, I have to do it all. I can never release that thing. I can never just give that away. I don't want to hire a person for that. Well, guess what? That is actually what's going to move your business forward. So when you start doing those IPAs, you can start outsourcing and you can start using smart tools that are online. So what we use here at Think Media, here's some of the tools we use at Think Media, but we also, if you've not noticed, we have hired a lot of people on Think Media. And you know what? That is scary. Like, let's be honest. Hiring a human who needs to pay their bills is on you. That is a hard thing. But you know what? That is actually going to produce more income in your business. It's kind of a weird blocker. But these are some of the tools that we use here at Think Media. And you'll notice I don't have like an entire slide full of things, right? There are 4 main things that we're using here at Think Media. Why? Because I don't want to be learning more software. Anyone else not really into all the software? You're like, I want to learn this, and I need to do this, and this plugs into that thing, and this thing into that thing. And you're like, what am I doing with my time? I am not a software developer, okay? I am not a software developer. But these are the things we use. As a team, we use Google Calendar. Everyone on our team, everyone, including my husband and soon to be my children, will be on Google Calendar. Why? Because we're syncing our lives together. We're making sure that IPAs are crossing each other and we're working smarter, not harder. The next thing we use is Monday.com. This is what we use for our productivity and all of our projects. This is where we map things like YouTube videos and launch schedules and all of our admin type things that need to happen in there. That's through Monday.com. And the way we communicate as a team right now is through a software company called Slack. Now, this is great because it's mobile. You can have the option of adding as many people as you want, and it allows you to keep communication on certain projects separated from other projects. Have you ever had that before where you're talking to someone and then they just kind of like switch to a new thing and you're like, wait, we were on this topic. How are we over on this topic now, right? And so what we use that for is Slack. And then Planoly. This is where we plan our Instagram strategy, is on Planoly as a company. Now, we also use, so these are the 4 main that we use. We use the actual scheduling tools inside of things like Facebook and Twitter, the actual native scheduling for those platforms. But you guys, this is all we're using as a company right now because we don't have time for more than this. All right, the next one is saying no more than yes. This is a life changer. Now, when I read through this book and I heard say no more than yes, that was hard because I'm the yes girl. I'm like, you need a leader? Me, pick me. You need someone to run this festival? Me, pick me, right? Like I was signing up for everything. I was like the mom of the PTA that wanted to do it all. And that is not going to move me towards my goals. And so I had to start practicing saying no more than yes. So here's a tool I want you to take home with you. When someone says, hey, Dr. K, can you X, Y, and Z? I want you to say, you know what? That's a great idea. Let me think about it. Because in the moment, if you're like me, which is a 3 on the Enneagram, you're like, yes, sign me up, right? I am ready for that. I will lead that thing. I will do that thing. I will waste a lot of time on your thing because I want to please you. And so I want you to take some time before you say yes and really think about it. Is this thing going to move me forward in my business? Now, it's okay if you feel sometimes like this is good for me and good for them. Absolutely, then say yes. But you'll start to see, as I have in my life, that more times than not, it's actually okay to just say no. Because here's the thing, other people can do it too. I know, it's a weird thing. I thought I'm the only one that can do this, but other people are out there that can do exactly what you can do. So I want you to practice saying no more than yes. In celebration of the launch of this brand new podcast, we're giving away 2 tickets to our annual conference, Grow with Video Live, a $1,500 value.
All you have to do to enter is make sure you subscribe, leave us a review on Apple Podcast, and then take a screenshot of your review and go to thinkmarketingshow.com for the rest of the details.
And the last thing really is, in my time management, be real with yourself on your goals versus your expectations. This was something for me that really had to be a mindset shift because I have lofty goals. I have huge, audacious, massive goals where I want to make major impact in the world. But it's a season of life, right? It depends on where you are in that season. And for this last year, for our family, we're in a new season of life. This January, we were able to bring another little guy into our home. And thank you. And with that, I'm like still all the mom feels, you know. And with that, that's a season of life that needed to be dedicated more to my family. And so when you're looking through your time management, when you're looking through productivity, I want you to think about what season of life am I in? Am I taking care of an elderly parent? Am I adopting? Am I needing to actually hustle at Starbucks to get my thing off the ground? Like, what season of life are you in? And be real with your expectations through that. Because a lot of times, the feelings of failure that we have are actually just related to our own misconception of our expectations. So number two on that was the lack of resources. Now, I have been a solo entrepreneur until the time that Sean and I created this, until we created Think Media. And this, for me, was probably one of the largest blockers. But one of my mentors says, everything is figure-outable. Everything is figure-outable. So most of the time, these are the 2 blockers that come into play when we're not going all in and pressing record. Number 1 is people. Let me be honest, and I want you to be honest with me. It is hard to hire people. It's hard. You don't know what you need to hire them for. You're like, what do I take off my plate? How long is it going to take to train them? What should I pay them? Should they be a contractor or an employee? Does my state make me do that, or do I have to do this? Like, all of these new things that we never learned are now things on our plate that are going to help us move forward. So people become the lack of resource, and then knowledge and skill. Guys, I knew that I was supposed to be on video, and I waited 3 years. I knew it. I knew that the way I needed to get my message out to the world was on video, and I didn't do it. I was running a digital agency. I was helping a government agency. I was helping other people do their thing, and I was like, you go, girl, you got that, right? But then I looked right back at myself, and I was like, I don't know what to do. I don't know anything about cameras. I don't know anything about gear. And I waited 3 years before I picked up my phone and recorded a video. And you know what was really crazy about that too? Was when we go back to the people part and the knowledge and the skills part, all it took was one tweet. All it took was one tweet. I stepped out. I had courage. I reached out to someone that was already doing what I want to do, and I said, let's partner on this. I have these skills. I know how to do this thing, and I know you know how to do that thing, so why don't we do this thing together, right? You are in this room right now with other smart, purpose-driven entrepreneurs. There is no better place right now for you to partner with someone than in this room, because we're on mission, y'all. Are we on mission? We're on mission. You are purpose-driven. I know that you have a skill that you can share with someone. So I want to make sure that you know that people and knowledge and skills, that's a limiting belief in our brain. There are people that want to connect with you. None of this happened by just me and Sean. This was people. This is people. This is other people's skill and knowledge. The next one, the lack of budget. Anyone in here balling on a budget? Yeah. Well, like Sean said before, guess what, guys? Your excuse is gone. All of these are free. And guess what? You want to start a business? You're like, Heather, I get it. Social media is free. I got that. Well, guess what? All of these things where you can start a business, you can start emailing people on your list. You can sign up for Amazon Associates and become a person that sells other people's products. You can package your knowledge on Thinkific and Teachable and start doing the things that are going to change people's life. And guess what? See that? Free. All free. And guess what? It doesn't take fancy gear. It doesn't take a lot of things. Guess what it takes? That right there. Your smartphone. All it takes is your smartphone. And if you need help with that, we're here for you for free. Crazy. We have a new series that just came out on Think Media where we walk you step by step, y'all, how to go into video with just your smartphone. And then we also have created free resources for you. If you're like, Heather, I'm a step above a smartphone. I'm ready to go all in with whatever Diana's using on her channel that looks awesome and what Dr. K's over here doing. Like, you're ready to go in. We've prepared free resources for you as well. All right, guys, now it's time to get into those internal enemies. Now, we've gone through the first three, and those are all external. Those are things that we're like, yeah, I see that, and I can do that, and I can hire that person, and I can do those things, Heather. I can do the things. But these are really the things that held me back. These are the things that I allowed to run my life for 3 years. And the first one is this: perfectionism. Right? I get you. I know, me too. Perfectionism. This is from Beth Moore. She says, insecurity's best cover is perfectionism. That's where it becomes an art form. That's where perfectionism becomes an art form. Guys, here's where perfectionists live. This all or nothing syndrome. Well, Heather, I just can't post that video. You know, my hair was all messed up and like I didn't even sound right and like my kids were yelling in the background, so I can't post it. Why? Are you only gonna make one video? Come on, right? Oh, you know, I created that course, it's sitting on my laptop, but you know, it's like, I just don't really have an editor and it's just, I mean, who's gonna buy it anyways? Are you only going to create one course? I mean, didn't we hear Sean say you need to be making bad videos? Like, let's just get that out right now. You need to be making bad things first, because making those bad things first, starting messy, that is what's going to move you forward. That is going to be that where someone pops on Instagram and is like, who is this girl? They're going to be like, yeah, did you not see the 500 things I messed up on? No, they don't see that because you started messy first. So let's go ahead and just let perfectionism out and let's start messy. Next is this one. This one gets me every time. Scarcity. Have you ever said this to yourself? Someone's already doing it. Someone's already out there. Someone's already talking about digital marketing. Someone's already out there. They're already a doctor. I can't be online. There's already doctors online. Oh man, there's already a painter. There's a painter and she's online already. Oh man, there's a person that's already talking about speaking on stage. I just can't do it. There's just not enough people in the world. What am I going to do? Not enough people that are going to buy my stuff or grow my business or anything like that. Well, let's look at these. This is digital around the world in 2019. The total population, we're at 7 billion people. That's crazy. But look at that. 5 billion people have cell phones. What? Internet users, 4 billion people? I'm okay if I get 10% of that. I don't know about you guys, but I will be fine if it's just 10% of 4 billion? Come on. Scarcity, really? Sean had some numbers earlier that were active users. These are actually just active accounts. Like LinkedIn, your boss said, hey, you need to create a LinkedIn account. And you're like, sure, okay, whatever, LinkedIn account, right? These are active accounts on these platforms. You're telling me there's not enough people in the world? Guys, scarcity is a mindset. There is no lack. There is only abundance. And you know what makes it even better? Is that you are here at Grow with Video Live. You can partner with someone. Sean and me partnering, that didn't make us go down, that made us go up. There's no scarcity. We are friends with every major competitor in our market. We are friends with them. You know why? Because all of that rises. Someone else bringing that to the playing field helps us in the playing field. If there's no one else doing what you're doing, that's the scary part. But I'll bet, raise your hand, is someone else doing what you're doing? Raise your hand. Someone else doing what you're doing. Exactly. There is more than enough to go around. Here's a question for you. How many of you bought a pair of shoes? How many of you have ever bought a pair of shoes? Okay, 1 pair of shoes, that's good. Half of you, no shoes, that's fine. No. It's okay. How many of you have bought 2 pairs of shoes? Oh, wow, look at that. How many of you bought 5 pairs of shoes? 10 pairs of shoes? I'm sure every person that started a shoe company was like, there's already people doing it. No. Here's the thing, guys. There is more people in the marketplace right now that want what you have. They are waiting for you to put your message out in the world. They need it from your voice. They need to connect with you personally. They need to hear your story. And that's not scarcity, that's abundance. Here we go, guys. Man, let me know if this one has gotten you before. A lack of confidence. Lack of confidence. Here's where I fall into it. Guys, I am standing on a stage in front of 250 people. What is life right now? This is crazy. But this is where I fall. The imposter syndrome. The imposter syndrome. Who am I? Who am I to be the person to be telling people how to homeschool? I just started. Who am I to be the person to help someone through a divorce? I'm not, but other people do. Who am I to be the person that's going to help someone learn how to parent their kids? Who am I to be the doctor that's online helping someone with their problems? Who am I to be the artist telling someone how they should be create? There's people that are better than me. But you know what? It doesn't matter. You have permission to step out. You have permission to step out. I want you to turn to your neighbor right now. I want you to look them in the eye and say, you have permission to do this. Now, look at the other person and say, no, you have permission. You should be doing this. There we go. Guys, imposter syndrome, it's just a mindset. I still fight this every single day. There are women who are doing massive things in the world, and I think, who am I? I'm just a college dropout that lives in Las Vegas and homeschools my kids. But you know what? God has woven a purpose into my heart. And I am going to stand on every stage that I can and empower as many people as I can, because no one is going to tell me that I'm an imposter. Because if I believe it, they'll believe it. All right, here we go. Comparison. Anyone? Yes. Oh, man, this one hurts. Yes. You know, when I think about this, comparison is the thief of joy. The thief of joy. I get up every single day and I want to live a joyful life. It doesn't need to be balanced. It doesn't need to be perfect. But the one thing I want to be known for is that I brought joy to the world. And you know what happens when we start scrolling through Instagram? Comparison creeps in. You know what happens when we go to that business conference that we're like the new person on the scene? Comparison starts to creep in. And so I just want to encourage you that you have something great inside of you. And your journey is going to look different than someone else's. My path to get to where I want to go is not going to be the road that someone else went down. I want to be a trailblazer for the next generation, and I want to do it my way. But this right here, this is what the enemy is giving me. You're not good enough. Who are you? Why are you doing this? They're so much better than you. They're already on a yacht in Cancun. Not that that's where I want to go, but I want to go. What? I mean, if it's there, I want to do it. But that's the kind of stuff, right? Oh, their family's perfect. Oh, wow, they're eating organic food. Wow, she was able to do all these things. Comparison is the thief of your joy. And you are the one that controls that. You are the one that picks up your phone and scrolls through Instagram. You're the one that actually follows those people on Instagram. Here's a power tip for you. Unfollow. Power tip. Unfollow those people. Doesn't matter if your sister, doesn't matter if it's the guy that's doing the other thing, does not matter who it is. Guys, we have been tricked to think that we need to follow everyone in the world. You don't. If they are stealing your joy, if you are not going to these platforms and feeling fulfilled afterwards, then you need to unfollow. I did this practice. Actually, before we started Grow with Video Live, I was feeling down. Guys, I was feeling like, who am I? One of the idols that I look up to is Rachel Hollis, and she just did a conference with 7,000 women? I was like, well, I only got 250 people coming. 250? Come on. This is amazing. This is awesome. And though I love her so much for the message she's bringing to the world, guess what I did? Unfollowed. And guess what I wasn't doing leading up to this event for the last week? Comparing myself to her. I was letting people like Mel speak life into me. I was letting people like Sean tell me that I was made for this. I was letting people in my life actually feed me so that I could be here on this stage. Y'all, this is not normal for me. But I know that this is where I need to be. So here's what I want you to know. You're not alone. You're not alone in this.
Thanks for checking out this episode. We hope you got a ton of value. And if you haven't already, subscribe here to the Think Marketing Show wherever you're watching or listening.
And hey, it would mean the world to us if you would rate and review this show on Apple Podcast.
As we grow this movement of purpose-driven content creators, we encourage you to share it with a friend. And we'll see you in the next episode.